Hello, and welcome to the MMA Mic Drop podcast. My name is Jade Bunky, and I'm joined by the one and only MMA Milo, who is not only an emerging MMA analyst, but also one of the nation's top up-and-coming amateur surfers. In today's episode, we're going to break down everything that's about to go down at UFC 320, Magomed Ankalaev versus Alex Pereira. Milo, this fight card is absolutely stacked. It features 2 title fights. It features compelling matchups all the way down through the prelims. And it also features the person who I consider to be the top prospect in the entire sport. I'm incredibly excited about it. I'm giving this fight card an A. How about you? How would you rate this fight card?
I'm also gonna give this fight card an A.
Awesome. And what fight outside of the 2 title fights are you most interested in watching?
I think the Yusuf Zalal versus Josh Emmett fight because Josh Emmett has so much power, and Yusuf Zalal's on a big streak right now. So I think it's gonna be a really interesting fight, even though Josh Emmett is 40 years old.
Okay, so let's get into it. Let's break down these fights and let's give our picks and predictions. So when you look at Magomed Ankalaev versus Alex Pereira, it is a rematch. Magomed Ankalaev, he took the title from Alex Pereira, and what I thought was somewhat of an underwhelming performance from Pereira. I thought the biggest
I
problem
agree.
is, he didn't throw a lot of volume, which I thought was problematic. And if you look at Alex Pereira's skill set, what is it? We know that he is one of the greatest kickboxers of all time, right? When you look at the pantheon of great kickboxers in the UFC, it's Alex Pereira, Israel Adesanya, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, Michael Venom Page. And that's pretty much it. I mean, in terms of the elite of the elite, he is a 2-division champ in kickboxing, but also a 2-division champ in the UFC. And what I found a little disheartening about his performance is he's the better kickboxer, even though Magomed Ankalaev is a little bit faster, right? Given the age discrepancy. Alex Pereira, he has those no-tail calf kicks where he can light up the calves, with very little movement. It's hard to see coming. And he can snipe at you. But I thought he was way too patient. And I thought if he was able to throw more volume, he would actually do a little bit better. Now the problem is though, he's also 38 years old. Magomed Ankalaev is a lot younger, and when you look at him, he has 2 ways to beat you. I mean, he's a pretty decent striker, has some good kicks. He doesn't have the kickboxing pedigree that Alex Pereira has because basically nobody does, or only a few people
Yeah.
do. And he's a better wrestler, but he didn't go to the wrestling, which was kind of surprising. So if I'm
Yep.
to give my pick, the most important thing about Alex Pereira to remember, he's the hardest hitter in the division. And I
Yeah.
think by a long shot, he's got the best left hook in the entire game. And I think in this fight, he is going to throw more volume. And I think he is eventually going to catch him, even though he is 38 years old, even though Magomed Ankalaev will have some moments. Give me Alex Pereira by second round knockout.
Your points are pretty good, but I think I'm gonna go Magomed Ankalaev by third round submission.
Tell me why.
I think he's gonna actually try to get him down this time and like
He,
really make a point on it. Yeah.
you don't think
I
he's going to
think
play with fire?
no, I don't think it's even gonna be a close fight. I think he's just gonna take him down all 3 rounds.
Oh, interesting. So you say it's a pretty dominant showing. Um,
Yeah.
and it is interesting. I mean, that's the strategy he should employ because if Pereira throws more volume, he's in any fight, even if,
Yep.
he's, lost a little speed, just due to age and so forth. So, all right. We have difference of opinion there, but let's move into the co-main event. Marab Dvalishvili versus Corey Sandhagen. Oh, actually, let me give you the odds real quickly. Magomed Ankalaev is a minus 238. Alex Pereira, let me just take a look. He is a plus 195. So the odds are in alignment with what Milo is thinking. And let me just add the records too, because I didn't mention that. Alex Pereira, he is 12-3. His only 2 losses in the UFC were to one Magomed Ankalaev, as I just mentioned, but also to Israel Adesanya. And Magomed Ankalaev, he is 20-1, and he only has 1 loss. And to all people, it was to Paul Craig, who caught him in the sub at the end of a fight in which Magomed Ankalaev was easily winning. So when we look at Marab Dvalishvili, versus Corey Sandhagen. Merab is the minus 360 favorite. Corey Sandhagen plus 285. Milo, do you think Merab should be that big of a favorite?
Yeah, for
You
sure.
do. Okay. Do you want to
Yeah.
break down this fight first?
Yeah, I think Marab I think he's just gonna be better like all around. I think because he has the threat of the wrestling, he's gonna piece him up on the striking, and yeah, once he gets in close, he just when he grabs a hold of him, I think he's gonna ragdoll him, and then I think I'm gonna go decision for like Marab by decision.
Yeah, it is pretty interesting. And when you look at both guys, we look at Corey Sandhagen. He's 18-5. He's well rounded. He's a good striker. He's a good grappler. And then Merab, we know what he's all about. He's about that cardio. He's a good wrestler, good grappler. His striking is not that good, but like you said, because there's the threat of the takedown, it amplifies the effectiveness of his striking. And Merab is on one heck of a streak. I mean, let me just bring up, let me see how many fights he's won in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 fights in a row. And look at some of the names on here. I mean, we're looking at Henry Cejudo. We're looking at Jose Aldo, Peter Yan, Sean O'Malley twice, Umar Nurmagomedov, who many people think is the best prospect in the bantamweight division. I mean, he's starting to put together a pretty impressive resume. And it's hard to see it stopping right now.
Hey, pause.
Yeah.
I have to sneeze.
Oh no, we're capturing this. This is going. Bless you. All right, we are not cutting that, so let's move forward. Merab, who is 20-4, and like you said, he is a decision machine, right? He only has 5 finishes on his record, and I agree with you. I think he is going to handle Corey Sandhagen. I think Sandhagen has the capability to put him in a couple dangerous spots. We've seen as the fight goes on, Merab does have lapses. We saw Sean O'Malley, even in the first fight, I think it was when the 4th or 5th round, he caught Merab, even though Merab was well ahead on the scorecards. But Merab, I mean, like his nickname, we talk about a nickname that's quite apropos. He is the machine. He is relentless. And I see this as him winning 4 rounds to 1, maybe shutting him out. But yeah, give me Merab by decision. Let's see. Oh yeah, and I gave you the odds for that. All right, next up, this fight is insane. Yuri Prochazka versus Khalil Roundtree Jr. Yuri Prochazka is a minus 175 underdog. Khalil Roundtree plus 185. I'm sorry. Let me say that again. I mean, Yuri Prochazka is the favorite at minus 175. Khalil Roundtree is the underdog at plus 145. And this fight is good. This is amazing. Yuri Prochazka, he is 31-5. Khalil Roundtree, he is 14-6. Milo, do you want to break this fight down first, or do you want me to?
I think you should.
Okay, so Prochazka, the most impressive thing, 31 wins, 30 of which have come by finish. Think about that. That is absolutely insane. He's one of the most dangerous individuals in the UFC. And what I like about this fight, this is going to be a striking match against somebody who's a dynamic striker. I mean, Prochazka is a dynamic striker. And I think Khalil Roundtree's value might be a little inflated because he did better than expected against Alex Pereira, even though he still ultimately got beat down. And, he did show some toughness and he showed he can bring it as well. I think Yuri Prochazka absolutely lights up Khalil Roundtree. Khalil Roundtree is dangerous. We saw, he had a devastating oblique kick to, I think it was Modestus Bakauskas, just put him out of commission. He is dangerous everywhere. I mean, particularly on the feet, he's got really good power, but I think Yuri is going to be faster. He's going to be, this is going to sound crazy because a lot of people don't think he's that technically sound. I think he's going to be more technically sound than Khalil Roundtree. Give me Yuri Prochazka by 3rd or 2nd round TKO. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't know how. I don't think he's more technically sound, but I agree with you. I think he's gonna pick him apart, because he's so unorthodox.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah,
it's gonna be hard.
Maybe, yeah. Go ahead.
He's just hard to. It's gonna be hard for Khalil to put him in a corner, throws like combination, and then like I don't know, Khalil's kind of like does a combination and then steps back.
Yeah,
But I don't know.
and I think you're right. I think let me rephrase what I'm how I'm thinking about this. I think he's going to have the cleaner, more dynamic strikes. That's
Yeah, yeah,
what I mean. They may come from awkward angles, but he can do a spinning back fist like the one, or a spinning elbow or something crazy, and it could be
yeah, yeah.
really clean and get him. So, all right. So you see Yuri in what round you said?
I'm gonna go Yuri by decision.
Okay. All right. Next up, we have Josh Emmett, Yusuf Zalal. This is the fight for which you're looking forward the most in terms of outside of the two title fights. Josh Emmett, 19-5. Yusuf Zalal, 17-5. And let me just pull up their odds real quickly. Josh Emmett is a plus 310 underdog. Yusuf Zalal is a minus 395 favorite. First of all, are you shocked on those odds, or is that what you?
Yeah, kinda. I'm kind of shocked.
Yeah, because when we look at this, so Yusuf Zalal, and you touched on this in the opening, is that he came into the UFC. At first he looked good. He was on a 3-fight winning streak. Then he went on a 3-fight losing streak. But we forgot how the people against whom he was fighting. Was Ilya Taporia among others. And then he had a draw. I think it was against Blackshare, and then he was cut from the UFC. Since then, he's won 7 in a row, 4 of which are in the UFC, and he's still young. He's still under 30, so I think he's a lot better than expected. And when we look at Josh Emmett, yeah, he has that devastating power, and he's 40 years old, right? And I'm curious to see, how that one-shot power translates, when you're 40 years old. Power is the last thing to go, so I think he's always going to be dangerous. But I was also thinking that we kind of overinflate his power, because I was looking at his record, and I was looking at, I didn't realize this. He has 10 wins by decision. So that's a little surprising to me. But he did, in 2023, had one of the most devastating knockouts you'll ever see over Bryce Mitchell. I think age is going to catch up to him. I think Yusuf Zalal is going to absolutely pick him apart. Throughout this fight, I think he's going to keep it at range, and it will be, I think it'll be pretty one-sided. Although I do expect Josh Emmett to, maybe get a little bit of damage in one of the rounds. But this is a pretty clear-cut decision for me with Zalal. What are your thoughts?
I agree with you. I think Zalal is gonna probably just hold him down for 3 rounds, but with Josh Emmett, you never really know because he can catch him.
You mean hold him down in terms of the striking? Because he's.
No,
I think,
like on the ground.
you think he's going to take it on the ground and just not even risk
Yeah, yeah,
exchanges? That's
yeah.
interesting. Okay, I totally disagree with that. I don't even.
I think he has a great ground game.
Wow. Okay. Let's see how it plays out. So you think it's going to be decision as well, just a fundamentally different way of going there.
Yep.
Interesting. All right. Next up, or before that, I should say, we have Abus Magomedov versus Joe Pyfer. Abus Magomedov, 28-6. Joe Pyfer, 14-3. And let me bring up the odds real quickly here. Let's see. Magomedov is a plus 185 underdog. Joe Pyfer, a minus 225. Now, here's what's interesting. Abus Magomedov has an incredible skill set, and he's better than I thought he was when he first came into the UFC, even though he was hyped up, he was hyped up right away, right out the gate. He's got great striking. He's actually a pretty good grappler. My only problem with him is I don't think he has heart. And I think if he gets hit hard, I think he'll fold. And this is where I think he has a better skill set than Joe Pyfer. But Joe Pyfer is probably the hardest hitter in the middleweight division. And I think even if it's a shot that's not going to end him, I think he's going to hurt him at some point, maybe in the second round, and he's going to feel that power, and he's going to back up, and he's going to try to maybe get it to the ground. And if it doesn't go to the ground, I think he's going to fold. And give me Joe Pyfer by 3rd round knockout. Actually, 3rd round TKO. What do you think?
I agree. I'm gonna go Joe Pyfer by 1st round knockout.
All right.
I think he's just gonna run him over.
Yeah, okay, so you don't think. What about the skill discrepancy? Do you disagree with me? Do you think Pyfer has a?
No, yeah, no. I think you're right, but dude, Joe Pyfer is really big for the division, So I think he's
He
gonna
hits
like run
hard,
right
yeah.
through him.
I
Yeah.
think Magomedov is not going to want to feel that at all.
Yeah.
All right, this fight is the fight that for which I'm looking forward to the most on the prelims. Now, it's not a good matchup. I don't think the UFC should have made this matchup. It is, but it has the individual who I consider to be the best prospect in the entire sport. It is Araba Gatier versus Ozzy Diaz, and the problem is he should have had a little bit of a step up in competition. He just Araba just smashed the first guy he fought in the UFC. Ozzy Diaz is not that good, and he's going to absolutely. I mean, let me just give you the odds. Ataba is a minus 1,000 favorite. Diaz plus 65. And when we look at Ataba, I mean, this dude is an elite level athlete. He's got power. He's got speed. This guy has the potential to be absolutely incredible. He's young. I think he's only like 23. So his potential is through the roof. There's still some rawness to his game that, he'll have to round out, and it'll really come down to what's his level of dedication, to the sport to see, where he ultimately goes. But I don't think there's a ceiling on this guy. I think, you want to see him move up progressively, but I think this is more of a lateral move, or maybe even a step down from his first opponent. And give me Ataba. I mean, he's going to put Ozzy Diaz in the hospital. Give me Ataba by first round knockout, and I mean like first half of the first round. He's going to absolutely destroy this dude.
No, I completely agree. I think he's gonna like just take his head off.
Yeah. Would you have rather have seen him fight somebody who's a little bit better, but maybe not top tier yet?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I was
That'd
pretty.
be a better fight.
Yeah, I was pretty shocked with this matchup, and it is a little disappointing because I'm stoked to see him fight, but it's like I wanted better competition. All right, before that, we're going to get Edmund Shabazian versus Andre Muniz. If this fight happened 5 years ago, this would have been like a co-main event. Shabazian. Actually, let me ask you, who do you think's the favorite in this one?
I think probably Andre Muniz.
And it's interesting because he was moving up the rankings. He is a plus 215 underdog. Shabazian is a minus 265 favorite. I was shocked at that as well. And when you look at both of these guys, they're coming at it. Their styles are diametrically opposed. Shabazian, he is a striker. He has good power. He does not have good. He doesn't have much of a good ground game. Andre Munoz, on the other hand, is an exceptional grappler. He is, 24-7. Shabazian is 15-5. Muniz, I mean, he had all this hype around him. And I think it was, let's see, he had this early winning streak in the UFC. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fights in a row. And one of them was a submission against Jacare. So you're like, okay, he can submit Jacare in the first round. How good is he? Well, Jacare was about 40 at that time, right? And he was on a winning streak. And it's like, okay, this guy is, the real deal. He comes up against Brendan Allen and Paul Craig, loses back-to-back fights, gets a win, then loses again. And now he is, let me just click on his age. I think he's like 35 now. And so I'm saying all that because I don't think he's as good as we thought he was, but he's still decent. And the same thing with Shabazian. I don't think he's not as good as we thought he was, but a lot of people thought he completely fell off. And he's on a 2-fight win streak, but I don't think it's against high-level fighters. And before that, he lost to the 2024 version of Gerald Mearshart. Give me Andre Munoz by second-round submission. What do you think?
I agree.
Second round as well?
Yep, second round submission.
Yeah, and it's interesting because I am looking at some of the guys. I'm looking at some of the guys he's lost. Like, he hasn't beat many good guys, but the guys to whom he lost early in his career, Derek Brunson, Jack Hermanson, Nazardine Amavov, Anthony Hernandez. I mean, those are those.
Yep.
I wouldn't judge him on those, but where I do judge him is the loss to Gerald Mearshart, the 2024 version. So yeah. So pretty interesting there. Okay, before that, we are going to have Chris Gutierrez versus Farid Basharat. This is an absolutely insane matchup. You have a really hot prospect against a pretty established vet. I mean, Chris Gutierrez, he is 35 years old now. He is 22-6. He was moving up the rankings. I think it was when he fought Jose Aldo is when he, or no, sorry, it was against Pedro Munoz. And then he lost to Sung Yadong. I mean, his losses in the UFC are not bad. He is pretty good. He is one of the better kickers in the entire sport. Really good in terms of leg kicks, chopping down the legs, calf kicks and everything. And then when you look at Farid Basharat, this dude, he's 28 years old. He is 13-0. He is, let me see how many wins he has in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I mean, how many in a row in the UFC? 4 in a row in the UFC. I think he's the real deal. I mean, will he ever be top 5? I don't know, but he's definitely a legit top 15 guy. He comes in at a minus 410 favorite. Gutierrez plus 320. I'm taking Basharat by third round submission. What do you say?
I agree. I think I'm gonna go Basharat by decision.
All right. Before that, we have any insight into that?
I think he's just the better wrestler, the better grappler, and he's younger.
Just younger, yeah. The age I think is going to be a problem as well, and I think he's a better fighter. All right. Before that, we're going to get Daniel Santos versus Saying Yu. Yu is He is 9-0. Daniel Santos is 13-2. Let me bring this up. So, we have a new prospect coming into the UFC. Let me see the odds here. Actually, I do not have odds on that. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm always intrigued when an undefeated prospect comes in. You never know how good that individual is. You got to look at, what's the level of competition. And what we do know about Santos is he's won his last 3 in the UFC. He lost his debut, but since then he's been perfect. He is 30 years old. He's, 8 finishes out of his 13 wins. And let me just click over here. I just want to see something with Yu. I actually don't know too much about him. Oh wait, he actually, that's right. I remember he had a first round punch or a first round KO in the UFC in his UFC debut. That is right. So he has been tested in the UFC, but it was against kind of somebody without, that hasn't been tested as well. I think this will be a fun fight. Give me Yu by third round TKO. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree, but I'm gonna go Yu by first round knockout.
Nice. All right. Macy Chizon versus Yana Santos. Not really too excited about this fight. Santos, she's fought good fighters. She's lost to some pretty top tier fighters. She is a minus 218 favorite. Santos, she's not too bad. She's okay. Kind of an average fighter, I would say. I'm going to go with Macy Chizon by decision.
I'm gonna go by Yana Santos by decision.
All right, and we're just going to go through these next ones pretty quickly here. Patrick Mix, it is good to see him back. He lost in his UFC debut. He is 20-2, as we know. He came over from Bellator. I believe he was the bantamweight champ over there. He is fighting Jacob Wilcox, who is 16-3. And let me check the odds. Actually, before I do this, I want to mention, so Willax, I don't even know if I'm saying his name right. So on the regional site, let's see. So he is, like I mentioned, he's 16-3. He has 4 fights against the same person. So
wow.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting.
Must have been very good fights.
Yeah, exactly. So Apache Mix is a minus 278. Willax is plus 228. Give me Patrick Mix all day. I think he's actually going to stop him. Give me Mix by third round submission. What do you think?
I'm gonna go Mix by first round knockout.
All right, and then let's see. We have 3 more fights. There's a lot of fights on this card. We'll go Pune Soriano versus Nikolay Vetrenikov. Vetrenikov, he is 13-6. Soriano, 11-4. And I'm just going to give you my pick. Give me Veretennikov by decision. What do you have?
I'm gonna agree with you. Veretennikov by decision.
Okay, and again, we're just going to go through these last three. I mean, these are not really that interesting of fights. They're appropriate for the card. They're good fillers. Good to get this fight card off and running because it's a stacked fight card. Ramiz Barhamaj versus Austin Vanderford. I'm taking Vanderford by second round TKO. What about you?
I'm gonna go Vanderford by first round knockout.
Okay, Veronica Hardy versus Brogan Walker. Hardy's better than I thought she was. Since she's come back to the UFC, I'm going to take her by a decision. How about you?
I agree.
All right. Well, there you have it. Those are picks and picks. Milo, do you have a last word?
Drop the mic.
We're out. All right.